Hi viewers, welcome to another video, and in this video I'll be showing you how to reverse your motor direction because Inav lack the capabilities. So this is generally an Inav playlist. In this video, out of the playlist, it basically solves the issue that you want to solve. Now we have this our FPV drone, and we have already worked with our mixer. We have already identified the motor's directions, but we have not physically identified the motor rotational direction, what direction it actually rotates. Even though it shows this picture right here that motor number 1 supposed to be spinning clockwise, whereas 2 spins anti-clockwise. On this image, it does not really reflect what's happening on the actual motor right here. So we are on the up step in Inav. We've gone through that, but I'm going to show you right here what we actually do. The drone just basically going to get some power to it, and we're going to be moving off to another program. You can use BL Heli configurator offline by downloading it, and it's easy to get on the site. It's free, and we're not going to be using BL Heli because I'm tired of really downloading stuff on my computer, too many stuff. So I will be using either the EM32 or I'll be using the ESC configurator online. So I'll show you the interface of both of them. But some most I have to disconnect my ESC so that it will not be used by any other program. So I'll be disconnected from Betaflight. Sorry, from Inav. That is no longer a Betaflight tutorial. So here on ESC configurator, you can simply type in ESC configurator in your browser and it'll take you to here. In other words, you can also do it via the am42.ca. So you can type in am42 configurator online. So this is am42 right here. This is the configurator. You click on it right here. As you can see, the port, you select port right here. You can see my drone is in fail-safe mode. This is because I have not really completed this Inav tutorial to the extent where my drone is fully capable of everything right now. So it's no longer in bootloader mode, it's in fail-safe. What I'm going to do, I'm going to select this port and press connect because my drone is connected to my computer via USB. Just want to make sure I explain everything. In this video, we'll also be changing the melody of the drone, so the setup tone will sound differently. So right here, I'll click on connect, and you can see I have 4 ESCs here. The reason why I have 4 ESCs is because I have 4 motors. This is a quadcopter, and these 4 ESCs, generally they are connected all together using a 4-in-1 ESC module. So I'll click on read right here, and here I can see all 4 motors right here. I can see all 4 ESCs, sorry, not motors, I can see all 4 ESCs, and then I can actually have a good view that they all are the same MCU, the type, same firmware and everything, because they are all 4-in-1. With here you can have different configurations, but this video is not about that. But you can also work with servos on it, but this configuration is not about that. So I will go to the easier one, the more simple one that I use, and this one there is the ESC configurator online. I'm selecting my port right here. Make sure no other program is using my ESC and using my drone, then click connect. That noise will obviously stop after I click read. So here I can see that my drone right now, I can put it on auto, but I put it on D short. I put it on D short, but I can leave it on auto if I want to. And I can select settings here and ensure I have show firmware pre-release, and make sure I have enable advanced settings. Now you can also enable numeric inputs, so you can have a more precise input when dealing with this here instead of using the scroller. So with that done, I can now see dump firmware. So if you do not enable the show firmware pre-release, you will not have the dump firmware buttons below each ESC. Now I have 4 ESCs here, and I will click on dump firmware and it will download my firmware for me. Reason being is because if I have any errors, I don't want to corrupt the firmware and then have a very big hassle of looking for that specific ESC firmware over the internet. That's usually a big hassle. Now here I have D-Shot because I'm using D-Shot protocols for my brushless motors, and I'm not going to have any advanced timing. The startup power, you choose the startup power that you want for when you're starting up your ESC, for what your motors actually receive out of it, how much power. The beeper volume basically is just going to add more power to it, so your beepers come sound much louder. And there's different things right here, but this is not a tutorial for the ESC configurator. I could just tell you, for one, you can edit your motor specs the same way in Inav or Betaflight, but simply if you want motor number 1 to be reversed, generally if this is motor number 1, you can click on that checkbox for directional reverse. Then you can click on right settings. Now since all my motors are spinning the correct direction, what I'm going to do, I can also open the melody editor and choose a melody from here if I want to change the melody. So this one, that default, I can click play. Or if I do not like it, I can click on another one and click play. Now if you want to have each motor to have a different melody, you basically going to select the motor here and you're going to choose the melody that you want for it. Now for one, I don't want to accept I can accept that melody for motor ESC number 1 and ESC number 4 and have ESC number 3 unaccepted, and do not press accept for ESC number 2 also. And when I click on accept and accept here, then therefore yeah, so when I click on accept for each of them with the melody tone that I pasted into here, then I can write it. But for now, they all 4 have the same melody, or I can simply click on synchronize melodies here and then click on accept and then write melodies. I'm already content with my melody right here, so all I have to do is click on right settings because I just reversed the motor direction. I will not be reversing it because I know for a fact right now the way my motors are wired on my ESC, the motor number 1 is just wired differently, and therefore that's why it had to be odd and had to be unreversed right here. But everything works really good right now, and I can simply just disconnect, reconnect to it, and then from here I can enable this checkbox and check out my motor speed right here. So after saving, you need to plug in your battery. After saving, you need to disconnect the whole drone, reconnect it, plug in your battery, and then press connect right here. If that being done, the motor have given me a setup tone and also the ESC, and then I can now, from what I realize here, all motors are spinning the right direction. They are all spinning towards the drone, and generally that's all you have to do to change your direction of your motors on your ESC. So that's it for this video guys, so thanks for watching and see you in the next video.